Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a very sweaty episode of Dark Souls. I just had my music lesson, walked all the way up my 16 flights of stairs, 8 floors, but there's two. Like it goes. And anyway, we're back with another episode of Dark Souls. Prepare to Die-lon edition. I believe this is gonna be the final episode. Now, I will say before we get started, if you would like to, you may comment, like, and subscribe. No. I mean, yeah, you can do that too. But if you would like to vote on kind of our next path, not necessarily just for the channel, because I feel like I can just let's play a bunch of games, like whatever I feel like. I've talked about it before. I want to take mini breaks in between and stuff like that. In between series. But from here on out, if you want me to do anything more Dark Souls related, if you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. Now, when it comes to randomizing stuff that I haven't played in the first place, it really loses some of its impact. The randomization, or the randomizer, I should say, noun. The reason it's so cool is because we've all played, well, not all of us, but a lot of people have gotten basically all the enjoyment they could out of Dark Souls. They've played different builds, different paths, different endings and stuff like that, so it's just a nice way to mix up the game. And that's why I decided to do a Let's Play of it, because people that have seen a million Dark Souls Let's Plays, it makes it a little bit different. Now, for the people that haven't seen it and just are enjoying it as their first experience with Dark Souls, it's a very good game. I encourage you to go play it. Like I said a few episodes ago, like, go buy that shit. Play through it. Take your time. You can use this guide to follow along, even though you're going to have different items. It's just an overall good time. But when it comes to the next step for the channel, doing a Let's Play of like a Dark Souls 2 or something like that, I feel like I would much rather have more experience with it first, or maybe follow the vanilla track of it first and then come back and do another thing afterwards. Like, there's no shortage of time. Like, my computer will always have a record button. I will always have a microphone. I will be able to do it at some point. Just the next step for where we go from here, I would like to leave up to you guys, if that's cool, and if any of those sentences even made sense. I am the rambling man. I just kind of talk until I can't no mo. So, welcome back to Dark Souls. We're going to continue with the story here. We have all 4 Bequeathed Lord Souls. We have Grave Lord Nito's soul. We have the Bed of Chaos' soul. So these are probably the strongest. We have a Bequeathed Lord Soul Shard of Seath the Scaleless, which you can see is a lot more powerful than just the soul of the 4 kings. Because they're just humans. They're not dragons or lords. But yeah, just a fragment of a lord's soul. Even, yeah, they both are. Soul of one of the 4 kings who fell to dark. A fragment of a lord's soul discovered at the age of the dawn of fire. Or sorry, the dawn of the age of fire. And then this one is a fragment of a lord's soul as well. But it's so much more powerful. Very interesting. Not a full lord's soul. It can still satiate the lord vessel. I feel like that's just kind of a gameplay consideration, to quote my favorite bro that is epically named. Alright, guys. Here we go.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent? Very well. Then stay still for a moment.
I really hate this part. Oh god, he's so toothy. So nasty. So nasty. Okay. So we are back at the kiln. Lord Vessel? What do they call this area? You can see a bunch of Lord Vessels in the background there too. Or things that look very similar. Hello. Maybe just failed experiments, failed attempts. Fire Link Altar. So just to get kind of a view of what's around us here. Because we came here for like 20 seconds just to place Lord Vessel, just so we could warp. But if we look around, it looks very similar, especially because of the branches. It looks very similar to the dome that you fight the Bed of Chaos in. And I always found that super interesting. Is that where did she construct it to try to what did she try to do? She tried to like clone the first flame. Getting my lore mixed up now. There you go. Duplicate the first flame from a soul, but instead created a distorted being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life, which would become the source of all demons, and is more than enough to satiate the Lord Vessel. The wording there is interesting because it doesn't say birthed the creation of demons. Like, it wasn't the start. It just said it would become their source of life or their portal into our world, however you want to interpret that. But anyway, this area looks very similar to that place where you find where you fight the Bed of Chaos. And when I said it looks like there's Lord Vessels behind us, they look very similar. Like, obviously they're goblets. If we compare it to that one, whoa, that was some jank. If we compare it to the actual Lord Vessel, obviously that one's bigger. It has like runes or some kind of inscribing on it. So it does look different. It looks more similar to the just the architecture in general. So obviously all this stuff belongs here. Anyway, I'm just kind of stating the obvious at this point, but overgrown trees, clearly we're underneath because he's just coming straight from that. We don't actually see if he's stuck in this spot, or if we're directly beneath, or if he bit us or ate us and then took us through a complicated labyrinth. This could be another side to the kiln of, where the Bed of Chaos was. We could legitimately be anywhere, so. And then you can see kind of a close-up of the horrible textures. I mean, what was this game made to be 720p? So obviously texture's not great, but little circles, little squiggles. Very similar to this. What's on the pillar here? Almost like hearts. Very, I almost want to say French looking. Like it's got that fleur-de-lis kind of style. And then next to it, I'm trying to look at my preview for the recording because it kind of squishes everything together a little bit. It's a lower resolution, so I can actually see maybe what it's supposed to say or what it's supposed to look like. It's very interesting. This almost looks, because of the glowing of the light, it almost looks like Breath of the Wild, like the Sheikah technology, how it's got like blue lines going through it, but I think that's just the lighting being a little funny. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. And then obviously the tree of the Great Hollow, or wherever we actually are right now. And again, if you look around, you can see like there might be a way to make that jump. Honestly, like I don't know if that's actually like bitmapped or if it has mesh and you can actually collide with it, but can't really see much back there. Yeah, it's all dark. I would milk it up, increase the brightness, but I don't think there's really much to be seen back there. Anyway, we're gonna rest at the Lord Vessel here. We're gonna place our souls and we're gonna move on. Let's see which one it does first by default. Oh, is it all of them? Bam. Oh, that's a fire. That's a fire right there. Smoky. So realistic. I've always been fascinated with fire effects in games. Sometimes they're just JPEGs and God rays. Sometimes they're just 3D models that are transparent. Sometimes they're JPEGs. Oh, man. Whoa, jeez. You were just standing up. What happened? All right. The final step forward. Let's do it. So you can already see a very ghostly world. Is this where the white fog comes from? All those enemies down there look like Black Knights, Silver Knights. No, Black Knights. They are uninteractable. Almost like this is a limbo or something between the world of the living that we are in up there and whatever distortion has come to the killing of the first flame. So this is where it all happened. This is probably like it's a very short area, kind of why I'm milking it a little bit here, but this whole area is so like rich, so like beautifully designed. Like it tells a story. Whenever you see concept art for a place, you always want to kind of imagine what goes on in that place. And this, just by seeing, let me get a good shot of this. Just by seeing that, it almost tells the entire story. Like everything has been blasted. It almost looks like it came from not within. It looks like it came from the outside and kind of blasted its way in. because you can see, like, if you imagine if those spikes on that other spike were cloth, they would droop right down, right? The way that they are affected right now is something is blowing it from the other side, and then it froze in place somehow. It became stone. It became literally frozen. Anything could have happened there. How far up can I go here? Oh shit. I don't think I've ever walked this high. I didn't even know I could. How far can I go? Nah, okay, that's it. Invisible wall. Okay, but, and then you kind of question, what am I standing on? Is this snow? Is this ash? Is this sand? Where is this all coming from? Very cool. Very, very, very cool. And like the architecture of this place too, like that's a little bit red. I don't know if that's if that fell off of something here. Oh, it looks like that's one of the spikes. This looks like bronze or like some kind of metal or stone. Like it's very close because of the green and like coppery color. I want to say it's a metal because we've seen that with bronze. Like if I go over to blah blah blah, if I go find a gargoyle weapon, it almost has the same texture. It's got the same, like, it looks like it's made of the same material. Can be used as a bronze battle axe, bends dramatically, blah blah blah. There's another one too. Gargoyle halberd, I think we got. But then you can see it looks very similar to the stone great axe as well. That's just made of stone. Doesn't have that extra bit of color on it though. Oh, there you go. Gargoyle's halberd. Perfectly standard bronze halberd without any special powers, but you can see that that color kind of lines up with what we're looking at here. So could be the same, could be another element that's just been affected by fire or affected by cold, right? Like, because if the flame came and went, it could be like could have been like a shock to the material of it, and it froze in place. Could be a million things, but you can see over there, next to this dilapidated pillar, we see our first Black Knight that is actually tangible. Now, we haven't fought Black Knights in a while, I'll be honest, so I don't really know how this is going to go. I feel like I got to get used to parrying them again. But I'm going to steal a backstab. A quick one. Just a quickie. Bam. Oh, yeah, we do more than enough damage here. Oh, and they're a good farm for Titanite chunks. All right, we're going to take a quick break. No, I've given up on the fact that we're not going to have all maxed out plus 15 weapons, and I'm okay with that. I forgot to say in another episode, I did use a slab to bring the Great Axe to plus 15. Or I don't think I mentioned it at least, but yeah, you can see a little bit more of this material that we're looking at. It looks almost like it looks like it's the same skin as the undead dragons. Like it has that purple almost. Like back there, it was more of a red. It looked like a rust. Now it's looking more like a disease. I wish we could interact with it a little bit, but it almost looks like here in this spot that I'm standing right now, it almost looks like some kind of wood, like very powerful, like arch tree or something like that was like blasted all the way over here and just kind of melted to the side of this. Do we have a weapon that's made of arch tree? Oh, we have shields. Let's see. Most of the wooden shields have some kind of special properties. So this is just a wooden shield. Just a wooden shield. Oh, God. Round wooden shield crafted, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Giant trees in Lordran are distant offspring to the great stone arch trees. So that kind of lends pretty well to what I was saying there. The giant trees in Lordran are distant offspring of the great stone arch trees. So yeah, this kind of does look like stone. It looks like some kind of like fictional material. Like obviously it looks like the wood that what we would call wood interacts differently with flame and stuff like that. Did it actually say something about good flame defense? Near the bottom. Come on. Oh, magic damage. Greatly reduces magic damage. The special wood. Very interesting. Alright. I don't think there's any items here, but... Oh, here you can see kind of a good look at it. See, this is one of the few Oh no, sorry. It's all kind of breathing in towards whatever did this. Except for that one right there. That one looks more like it's coming from the one side. So it begs the question, did whatever Big Bang happen here and then the wind was so powerful, like some kind of outward force was so strong that it blew it just in that direction? Because yeah, if you look at everything, it's kind of posting in that direction. It's not necessarily coming from the center of the kiln or where this would happen. I call it the Big Bang. You guys know what I mean. Gwyn's linking of the fire himself. And I guess, yeah, we can actually read a little bit about it. I know we've kind of talked this one into the ground, but just a good reminder here. Great sword born from the soul of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. As bearer of the ultimate soul, Gwyn wielded the bolts of the sun, but before linking the fire, divided that power amongst his children, and set off with only this great sword as his companion. And then we've got... Oh, I ended up picking up the Xanthus crown. I don't know if I did that on camera or not. It's big. Big and juicy. Oh, there it is. Okay. These are all relatively the same. Divided his power, divided that power. Lord Gwyn, bearer of the ultimate soul, divided his power amongst his great clan. Interesting. This gives him ownership over it. It's his power among his great clan. And this says that power among his clan. I think that's just grammar. Interesting. But he did keep his crown, perhaps to preserve a symbol of the monarch, for its power, its actual power had fully subsided. Yeah. Do we have anything else of Gwyn's? No shield. I think we have yeah, okay, we have these. Miracle passed down to those bound by the warrior of Sunlight Covenant, hurl a lightning spear. Most of all effective against dragons. Wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn, boost a right weapon with rays of sun. The power of sunlight manifested as lightning. It is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. So how appropriate that we're going to use it as a final farewell. If you haven't picked it up by now, we're about to fight Gwyn. I know it's in the thumbnail. It's gotta be. Okay, again, just trying to pay attention to the architecture here. Whatever blast of power is definitely coming from that direction, because all the spikes are pointed. Oh, sorry. Totally the opposite. All the power was coming from that direction, because they're all blasted that way. Or, like I said, everything was made more malleable because of the Big Bang, and then some kind of great power came from there. It could be unrelated, but I like to think nothing in Dark Souls is really unrelated. Now let's walk around here. See if there's anything interesting. A big pileup of ash, too. So, yeah, clearly this was blown over by whatever was on that side. So interesting when you just stop and, like, actually look at it. I've come through here a couple times, obviously, because I've beaten the game twice, maybe thrice. Now, now I'm blanking. But you kind of just come through here as, oh, this is a cool final area, but never really stop to take it all in. So cool. And if you look down, everything is more glossy. It looks almost like glass, which, of course, is something that happens in a kiln or something that is made more malleable by fire. Ah, fuck you. Ow. I want to get a good parry. Okay. Fuck you. This is not going well. The boy don't got it. The boy don't got it. Okay, that should be it. What has he dropped here? Titanite chunk, of course, of course. Now, I really like this just for gameplay reasons. Now, I know the Black Knights can drop Titanite chunks, and these ones, I believe, are fully respawnable. But I love that right at the end of the game, why would you need a Titanite chunk? Oh, what if you can't beat the final boss? It's just a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a pick-me-up. And there we finish off Havel's set. Now we've got the entire build. I was going to point that out as we were scrolling through it, but I thought it was kind of irrelevant. But now, hey, Havel the Rock. We have his whole set. Close compatriot of Lord Gwyn. So that's kind of funny. Hey, what's that all about? Huh. So because we have the same shield. Because we saved him at the end from the horrible... We didn't save him from depression, but we saved him from the horrible fate of being disillusioned into thinking you found your son. Now he's about to find son for himself. The thing that he's been praising for so long. The thing on our shields. The thing stretched out on his chest plate. Because he's a thick boy. Yeah, we're about to find it. Just another thing to point out about the glassiness. That could be the property of... Out of my way, Solaire! I'm stuck! Solaire! Okay, there you go. That could be another property of the arch tree. The great stone arch trees, because like sand is stone and sand is glass. Because it was so close to the heat source. Oh my god, you can even see right in there. Wait, can you see him from here? No, I don't think so. How cool would that be? I'm gonna keep peeping here. But that's such a cool look at what you're about to go into. You can see the fires, they immediately catch your eye. The fog door, obviously, the fog gate. I feel like he's gotta be down there somewhere. Alright. Far out, dude. Anyway, so yeah, the closer it is in proximity to the, Hello, Axeman. I also have an axe. Hey! Stop that! The closer the stone arch tree is to the source of the fire, maybe that's what... Stop it! Double whammy. Hello, Bugsy. Maybe that's what made it look so glassy. Or it could be a completely different material down there. It could literally be ice, for all I know. And the stones are looking a little bit more decrepit, but I think that's just a matter of age. Alright. Now, am I a Sunbro, actually? I think I'm still... Yeah, I'm still a Chaos Servant. Not that that really matters. For lore purposes, maybe. Okay. Everything's still pointing in that direction. Now, does this actually lead anywhere? Am I supposed to be looking at something that starts up there? Oh, these ones. Like, you can kind of see those spikes there. They're more leading that way. It almost looks like it wraps around the kiln. So maybe if the force was... If it was the fire, maybe it was something that swirled around this place. And kind of... Yeah, because you can see them up there, too. So it, like, came around that way. In a swirling pattern. And then went right up the stairs. It's interesting. Solaire, you're really trying to get me killed today, aren't you? Yeah, back the fuck up. Okay. After 20 minutes of looking at stuff, it's finally time. So now is the big choice. Bye, Solaire. He'll be back. If you want to link the fire, continue the Age of Fire, use your body as a vessel to extend this weird perversion with power that the lords have, or Lord Gwyn had himself, or maybe he is doing the right thing and he's keeping everybody as safe as he knows. Or you can walk away. You can not give yourself up. You can be the undead warrior, the chosen undead warrior that didn't just do everything he could to link the flame and continue the prophecy, or whatever you want to call it. He chose to walk away. And he decided that for himself, at least, this wasn't his calling. But it was someone else's.
My lord, bless thy safe return. Let Carth and Framt serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness.
Both Carth and Framt.
True
Interesting.
dark be cast upon the world.
It's a lot of snaky
Our
boys.
Lord hath returned.
I love that it still says Sark Souls. That's so good. Oh, and it's cut off. I love it. Thank you, DS Fix, for fixing the game, but breaking the credits. I'm going to let this play out, but I thought, I don't know if it was a mod or if it was just someone dressed as Solaire. I saw a video once of Solaire actually linking the fire himself. In my head, that's what happened. We let him have his time, do his thing. He's the one that wanted to chase the sun. Or unless I just didn't click on it fast enough, if I had to run out while he was still there. But... or maybe I had to link the fire. Who knows? But at least in my head canon... oh, I love Njima. He's my favorite. And Orp. Yeah, in my head, that's what happened regardless. Maybe I'll see if I can find a clip of it. Stick it to the end of this. No, I don't want to steal anyone else's footage. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching the whole series. I really appreciate it. If this is your first episode, I'm not sure why you're watching it backwards. It's like a manga. Hey, you came from the wrong side. Go watch the beginning. Frog Nation, I think they're the ones that did the translation. I could be crazy, but... oh, I love Ertz! Also my favorite. Yeah, so yeah, in the comments, let me know where you kind of want to go next. If you want just a regular playthrough of this game, it's going to be a bit before I put something like that out, and I might actually record the whole thing and then put it out. But for now, if you want a nice vanilla run-through of this game, and you haven't heard of him already, Epic Name Bro does a really good job. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking because this music's really loud, and I kind of want to let it play out. So, love you guys. I'll catch you in the next video of some kind. I appreciate you endlessly. I wish I could do the wave, but I can't. Bye. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dark Souls Prepare to Die-lon edition. I will be your Dylon for this evening. We are back in the Undead Asylum. I'm just kidding. I'm going to skip all this. So, this is the beginning of New Game Plus. This is where the journey continues. You lose all your key items. Except for the Master Key, for some reason. Did we start with it? I can't remember. You lose most of your shit. Most of your key items. Like all the Lord Souls and stuff like that. Obviously, you can't just blast straight to the end. But you keep all your equipment. You can run through the game again. So if that's what you guys want to see, if you just want to see a New Game Plus, maybe cleaning up some extra things that we didn't get a chance to see because I'm dumb and I didn't plan everything properly, I can always just do this on stream if you guys want to see just like a New Game Plus run through. I've never actually done a New Game Plus before in vanilla. So that could be interesting. Everything will be a little bit tougher, but again, we have all our equipment. But real quick, I just did some research during the credits. So Solaire doesn't actually link the flame in our world because he was just a summon, but it's said that he, and Miyazaki said this himself according to Wikipedia. So, take that with a grain of salt. But he said that, that's actually the happiest ending is getting Solaire all the way to the end so he can fight Gwyn and then link the flame in his own world. So we don't actually see it happen. The cutscene that I saw a long time ago while doing research, I should have done more, was someone just dressed as Solaire doing it. But I do like the idea of that for sure. And just real quick, I just looked up the Dark Lord ending, the one that we got, because according to our own world, we defeated Lord Gwyn. We left the arena without actually lighting the bonfire. And we became the Dark Lord. That's what Koth wanted. Koth is not a serpent that we met. He's kind of the antithesis to Frampt. Oh, you can see some nastiness. Is that a rat? Looks like a skeever. It's got some bugs on it. But we kind of fulfilled the ideal plan of Koth, the other Darkstalker, the other serpent, whatever you want to call him. And we ushered in the Age of Dark, so we ended the Age of Fire, and the Age of Dark can also be considered the Age of Man. So we kind of just pushed the world forward. Now, when it comes to sequels, the Age of Man happens regardless. Like, the Age of Dark has to happen. No, they can't link the flames forever. But you see that in Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, that this cycle always repeats itself. It's just to what degree it repeats itself. So I guess I'll kind of leave it there. Now, in this hypothetical world, we rule man. But honestly, if we link the flame, I believe that's the canon ending, is linking the flame and just letting it peter out. So yeah, your actions really don't have much to do with this, the overall story of this game. But I guess that's why they chopped it off at Dark Souls 3 and are continuing different kinds of games. But once again, for the final time, I want to thank you all for coming with me on this journey. What a good game. What a frickin' good game. And I love to revisit it. So I have the chance to do the final wave of the series, part 60. I will catch you guys in the next series. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me, obviously, more stuff on YouTube. Other social media platforms, just Dylon Show if you want to search me up. But I hope you have a good day. And I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.